Now, I'm normally not one to try to get y'all too hyped over something that's not official yet, because it's a lot that we just don't know. You know what? No, I am that type, because this is something that needs to happen for the Baltimore Ravens. And according to my guy, John Frascella, and I have seen a lot of people vouching for him, saying that he is legitimate. He was one of the people that called out the whole George Pickens trade way before it ended up going down. So, hey, we'll see. But according to John Frascella, he said the following. He said, Jadeveon Clowney to the Baltimore Ravens is picking up steam per source. So, he said it, not me. But again, it just makes sense. I really do hope, with every single bone in my body, with every single piece of fat that's around those bones too, that this Jadeveon Clowney to the Baltimore Ravens happens. Why? Because it just makes sense. Can you believe this? That there were actually people have told me, and I'm sure y'all have conversations too, if Jadeveon Clowney comes here, then he's going to take away snaps from the young pass rushers. And I get that. I know that's been a thing with Ravens fans when it comes to certain veterans and whatnot. Oh, they're going to take away from the young guys. But think about this. Was Jadeveon Clowney here last season? Let me know. No, of course he wasn't. He was with the Panthers. And how did that impact David Ajabo? How did that impact Adisa Isaac? It didn't at all. And I know Adisa Isaac, he was a rookie. So I get that. And there was Adafe Away in front of him. There was Kyle Vanoy. But having the conversation that we've been having all offseason before the draft, what are some of the Baltimore Ravens' biggest needs? So many people said pass rush. We need pass rush. We need more pressure on the quarterback. We need more consistent pressure on the quarterback. We need to be bringing the quarterback down even more. Now, the Ravens got a lot of sacks last year. But again, like we've talked about, it felt like the pass rush, it was a roller coaster at times. Sometimes it'd be high, sometimes it'd be really low. And then Kyle Vanoy did try to break it down. He said, it all depends on the quarterback. And I get that. But still, it just seemed like that's what the Ravens needed. So how did the Baltimore Ravens address the draft? Well, they got Malachi Starks first. And then in a close second, they ended up drafting Mike Green, one of the best pass rushers in the draft class. And also a very productive one as well. But with all that being said, you have Adafe Away. That's most likely going to be a start. He's going to be a starter. You have Kyle Vanoy, who can start, but will he be a 3-down defensive lineman or 3-down edge guy? It's to be determined. Then you also have Mike Green. He's a rookie. He's going to get plenty of opportunities, especially on third and longs and pass rush situations. But then you got Tavius Robinson. Good run stopper, solid pass rusher too. Super young, only going into his third year, I believe. But then, like we've continued to talk about, after Adafe Away and after Kyle Vanoy, even with Mike Green being there, there's still some unknown with him. We expect him to do well, but there's still that unknown because we haven't seen him take a snap yet. There's a lot of question marks after our first two guys, even after the draft. So why not get somebody where you already know that they're not a question mark, they're an answer. They're an answer for the Baltimore Ravens defense in two ways. One is run defense, because we know Jadeveon Clowney has always been and still is an elite run defender. But something that Jadeveon Clowney also is a good pass rusher. So why not have a pass rusher to where there are no questions, like if he's good as a pass rusher or not. There are no questions on if he's good on the NFL level or not. Why not have somebody who's ready right here, right now to contribute right away? Would he take snaps away from David Ajabo and Adisa Isaac? Well, no. Baltimore Ravens already took snaps away from them and he wasn't even here. So their snaps, in my opinion, they don't have anything to do with a Jadeveon Clowney. Now, one argument that I have seen, Ingraven, we don't need Jadeveon Clowney. We need interior defensive linemen. We need the big boys up front. I get half of that, but why can't you have both? Ravens would not be signing Jadeveon Clowney to no big 10, 15, 20, $30 million deal. No. If Jadeveon Clowney comes over to the Baltimore Ravens, hopefully he does. But if Jadeveon Clowney comes back home, that's the better way to say it. But if Jadeveon Clowney returns, then it could be like a vet minimum deal. It's not going to be anything crazy. You know why? Because similar to Chidobe Awuzie, he's still getting paid from the Titans. So just like Jadeveon Clowney is getting paid still from the Panthers. So whatever the Baltimore Ravens paid Jadeveon Clowney, that was sort of off. That a lot of that would be offset by what he's getting from the Panthers. So meaning, I know I explained that wrong. Jadeveon Clowney, I think he's getting paid like $2 million from the Panthers. If the Ravens paid him like a vet minimum, which is like I think it's like 1.2 million, something like that, something crazy low, then he will still get the remaining salary from the Panthers. Whatever the difference was, he will still get it. So he's still gonna get money regardless. But it ain't even all gotta come from the Baltimore. That's why this is a layup. This is a layup. Like, come on now, this is an extra point. Well, not for Justin Tucker last year. I can't say no anyway. But this is just super easy. So Ravens, let this report be true. Make this report happen and bring our guy home. Now, before we continue, make sure you subscribe to the channel and have them notices turned on so you don't miss anything. And leave a like on the video because it helps out a ton. I love y'all so much. Now, the Ravens, I really hope that they win the Jadeveon Clowney sweepstakes. But something that they apparently won was their whole little thing going on with Mr. Tyus Bowser. Y'all remember him? Shout out to Tyus Bowser. Tyus Bowser was a very underrated player for the Baltimore Ravens when he was healthy. And boy, I feel bad for him because toward the end of his tenure with the Baltimore Ravens, before he just missed a chunk of time with injury and everything got mysterious, he was well on his way. He was playing some amazing football. He was looking good, but then he got hurt and nothing was ever the same after that. And I think that's actually the last time we saw him because we never ended up seeing him again. But Jeff Zrebiec said the following when it comes to Tyus Bowser. Says, former Ravens outside linebacker Tyus Bowser withdrew his $4.5 million grievance against the team for how it handled his knee injury during the 2023 season. So Tyus Bowser was like, look, the way that y'all boys handled my injury in 2023, it wasn't right. I ain't like it. I wasn't with it. You know what? I'm filing a grievance against the Baltimore Ravens. I ain't with y'all with that one. Y'all really messed it up. Y'all ain't do right by me. But now he's like, you know what? I'm taking that all back. I take it back. So it says, according to team sources, the Ravens will get a $1.8 million salary cap credit. So Ravens, along with the whole Justin Tucker post June 1st, and that'll happen then, along with the whole Marcus Williams post June 1st cut as well, that'll happen June 1st, along with the way that they structured Michael Pierce's retirement, so that'll happen in a couple of weeks too, they get an additional $1.8 million added to the salary cap. So why not use some of that to bring Jadeveon Clowney home? We always talk about how timing is everything. Again, it just makes sense. I love when great players know ball, and Tyreek Hill is a great player that he knows ball. He was asked, who are your top 5 quarterbacks right here, right now, at this moment? Who you going with? Tyreek Hill. So, of course, he said Tua, right? Because that's his quarterback, at least for now. It's seeming like Tyreek Hill is trying to do everything to get out of Miami, but I don't know. But would Tua be on that list? No, certainly not. Tyreek Hill said the following quarterbacks were his top 5. He said Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, and Joe Burrow. Not a bad list at all. Now, Tyreek Hill did say, he said that's not in any particular order, even though, Tyreek, we know it's exactly in order from the number. As long as the right one is at number 1, which it is, then the rest, hey, they could go anywhere. I don't even care where everybody else is on the list. But Lamar, you got Lamar number 1. Tyreek Hill, I know you're still trying to flirt with Baltimore Ravens, trying to get over here, but it ain't going to happen, at least not this year. So now we done got to my favorite part of the videos where we get to feature your questions. If you would like to take part in it, send an email to teamkeepitclean@gmail.com. For the patrons, send a DM directly on Patreon. Special shout out to the Team Keep It Clean patrons. If you would like to join them, you can go to patreon.com/Ingravenvids. Shout out to all the Team Keep It Clean channel members holding it down consistently. I love all of y'all. Thank you. Thank you very, very much for supporting the channel. If you would like to support it in any other way, if you would like to ever send us anything, the mailing address is down below in the description. Any way to support the channel is down below in the description. I love y'all. Let's get into these questions. First one came from Tay said, hello, good old Lamar. He said, E-Tone. Oh, E-Tone, yes, all QB played the role perfectly. What's next, LJ? And I'm sure all of y'all have seen, whether you've seen the episode of Lamar or you've seen the clip. I seen the clip because I don't watch the show at all, but I seen the clip all over Twitter say Lamar was in the club and then he ran up and said, whoa, Lamar, whoa, buddy. But he was doing his thing. Then, of course, Lamar was also in the Drewski, the Could Have Been Records for Baltimore. And I know they did that that was like a couple of months ago in Baltimore, and it got crazy, of course. I mean, as you would expect, Drewski in the building, Lamar Jackson's in the building. Why wouldn't it be crazy? So that was cool to see. But he said, what's next for LJ? Who knows, man? Oh, you know what? I know. The Super Bowl. Next questions came from my guy, Jarvo. He said, first off, much blessings to you and your beautiful family as well as the Team Keep It Clean family. And may God continue on blessing you and other members throughout yours and their journey. I appreciate that. And I really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for everything that y'all say about my family. But what I love even more is when y'all give a shout out to all the Team Keep It Clean's families, man. Because that means everything. So the fact that y'all looking out for a Team Keep It Clean as a family, that's real right there. So I appreciate you, Jarvo. He said, I'm glad we got a veteran to help with our offensive line, but hopefully we're not done yet. Watching Cole Jackson on some players we should possibly take a look at and wanted your thoughts. He said, Raekwon Davis at nose tackle, 6'7", 325. Woo, boy. That's a big boy right there. That's exactly what we need. He said, Zach Cunningham at linebacker. Oh, I remember Zach Cunningham from a while back. He said, C.J. Mosley. Ooh, that would be an interesting one right there. If you brought C.J. Mosley back, again, two very small linebackers. So we ain't getting fooled by nothing. We got Roquan Smith and C.J. Mosley. We're not getting fooled by nothing. No play action, no trick plays, none of that. They be all over everything. But neither one of them two are explosive linebackers. So there would have to be some mix-ups here and there. And they're 2 out of 11 players. So you could obviously have Trenton Simpson. You got Buchanan. You got options on different stuff that you could do. You got Kyle Hamilton. You can move him around. Malachi. You got a lot of options. But we would just need more explosiveness on the field. But again, both extremely smart, so I wouldn't be mad at it as long as he was healthy. He said George Fant as a swing tackle. Well, they already got Notebloom, so I don't think Fant will be an option. They said they had both of them in the offseason, a couple of weeks ago, but they only signed one of them. So, I mean, if they want to bring in even more help on offensive line, you think I'm going to complain? No. He said David Questenberry as a swing tackle. Okay, so another swing tackle option. And he said a player that he didn't mention that I wouldn't mind us taking a look at, depending on the money, is Von Miller, Matt Judon, or Zadarius Smith. Well, I mean, he sent this before Jadeveon Clowney got cut, by the way. So just keep that in mind, because Jarvo knows. He knows. But anyway, he said, and maybe a Keenan Allen or Amari Cooper. He's still trying to add more wide receivers, even after DeAndre Hopkins, even after the draft for LaJohntay West. Okay, now, Jarvo, that boy getting greedy with it. I like that. He said, almost forgot to tell you in the Team Keep It Clean family. See, this was before. He said that Lamar will be making his acting debut on Power Raising Kanan on Stars. And yeah, we were just talking about that. But he also said, to piggyback off of the Clowney question. Now, obviously, this was sent after the whole Jadeveon Clowney stuff came out. He said, and as much as you would love to see your two favorites on the same team, I actually wouldn't mind if we use our other rushers to see what we got in them. Okay, I got you. I see what you're saying, my guy, Jarvo. But it could work out like that. It really could. One of those guys could produce and go up. But at the same time, think about this. With Adisa Isaac, I'll give you that one. Because with Adisa Isaac, he didn't get many snaps last year. Obviously, he was a rookie. Got it. But what about David Ojabo? David Ojabo, former second-round pick, David Ojabo. David Ojabo going into his 4th year, David Ojabo. What about that one? What would you do there? Because after 3 years, you would have thought, all right, well, Ravens, they know who this guy is. And maybe they do. But with David Ojabo, we haven't seen it yet. Some of it's been due to injury. A lot of it's been due to injury, missing time and whatnot. Because his first year was sort of like a wash almost, because he was hurt that year. He got hurt in not training game. He got hurt in where the rookies do the workout. Oh my goodness, I cannot think of the combine. There we go. He got hurt at the combine, so that was like a wash. He came at the very end of the year. They had a nice little spin move, got a sack strip on Joe Burrow. Beautiful. But that was that. Then the second year, we ain't really see nothing from him. Then the third year, we ain't really see nothing from him. And I'm sure he's fighting, ready, trying, is everything. But the Ravens just haven't seen it. And you see how the Ravens feel about it, because we just don't see him on the field like at all. A lot of games he was inactive. So again, when people talk about playing time, Jadeveon Clowney was nowhere to be found here last year. But David Ajabo, a lot of games, was inactive. So what does that got to do with Jadeveon Clowney? Nothing. It ain't got nothing to do with him at all. So anyway, he said players like Tavius Robinson, Adisa Isaac, Mike Green, Malik Ham, if we still have him, and Ajabo, who's in the contract year. He said, I'll sign Clowney if we can still rotate our young guns and give them an opportunity to actually play and showcase their skills. So you got to take that up with the Ravens. And again, that's something that we saw what the Ravens did with those, specifically with Ajabo last year. So I wouldn't think that much would change, because I even think that he got a fight to even remain on a team.